Hi YouTube, and welcome back to Jack's Poor Cosplay, where I teach you how to cosplay on a budget because I'm a college student and can't afford anything. So, as you noticed by the title of today's video, I'm actually doing a Pokemon cosplay. Well, a human version of Pokemon cosplay, kind of like what I did with Eve a couple days ago, but a little bit more towards the Pokemon, because what I'm actually planning to do is do an actual cosplay of this Pokemon for a convention that I'm wanting to go to, and I'm also making the entire costume myself. I will probably be doing that in a future video, like showing you how I did that, how I created that, how you can possibly create that too. But what I'm actually doing right now is just showing you the face makeup that I'm using. So you probably already noticed this by the title of the video, but the Pokemon that I'm doing is Chandelure, which is actually one of my favorite fire type Pokemon. I know that's kind of weird saying that that one is my favorite fire type, but it's because my favorite ghost type is actually Bayonet, but I love Chandelure so much. I really like the aesthetic around it. I think it's just really cool and sleek looking, kind of like powerful and intimidating, but I wanted to do something that actually was reflective of the actual Pokemon. So what I'm using today is actually only 3 products. I'm using this Maron paint stick, which if I can get that, there we go. This Maron cream blend stick in purple. I'm using this Maron cream in black and Maron cream in yellow, which as you can see, I use a lot of Maron because that's actually relatively cheap. It's also one of the better ones to use at the price point that it is. Everything that I have here I got off of Amazon. I'll try to put the link down in the description below if I can. But let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you're going to do is you're actually going to start with the black. What you're wanting to do is outline your eyes, because Chandelure has like very big bright yellow eyes with like no pupils, which we won't be able to replicate the no pupils thing because I don't really have contacts that can do that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to at least outline this so I know where to avoid with the purple. Like, we are going to draw like lines over it, but I think this will be best so that we can avoid that section. So you're just going to take a small stiff brush, and you're actually going to use your eyebrow as kind of a guide on where to go around your eye. Just try and keep that distance around your entire eye. So you see, you'll do something just like this right around your eye, just using your eyebrow as a guideline once again, and you're going to do that around the second eye as well. And I would recommend when you're doing your brow, go with the grain of your hair so that it doesn't like flip it to a weird direction. Alright, so after you've gotten your eyes outlined, you're going to go to the cream stick, which is going to be this right here. So you'll just twist it out just a little bit, just enough to where it's peeking out just a little bit, and just go to town. Alright, so it may look a little bit weird like right now, like, I mean, I don't know why I'm saying might. It does look a little bit weird right now, but what you're going to do when you get to some places that are like a lot closer to like either your hairline or like the eyes around here, you're actually going to get a small brush again, and you're going to fill it in just by brushing it onto the paint stick and putting it on. And make sure if you use the same brush that you use for the other one, make sure that it's clean, because you don't want the colors bleeding into each other. So after you've gotten the purple applied, you may look like a little bit like a weird Thanos in a way, but this is how it's supposed to look. So after you've done that, you're going to grab your black again, and you're going to grab that small brush, and you're going to start painting on lines throughout the face. And it kind of depends on how many you want, but Chandelure has them just kind of like down. He at least has, they at least have one through the eye, like that stops right above where the eye ends and where it begins, and it just goes down, but you can kind of do just however many you want and how wide you want. So after you've applied the lines to your face, it should look something a little bit like this, just kind of like, you want to get it relatively close to the edge of your face, but it doesn't have to be like completely to the edge of your face, because it's supposed to be, you know, a human version of the Pokemon that I'm doing. So that's why it's just like this down here, it just kind of stops abruptly. And if you're wondering about the lips, the reason they're like that is because we're going to get to that next. So with the lips, you're actually going to take your black paint again, and that small brush that you just used, pretty much you're going to use this brush pretty much the whole time, if it works for you. You're going to grab a little bit of paint, and you're going to do kind of a cross between a jack-o'-lantern and a skeleton. You'll see what I mean after this, but like the picture of it, which you've probably seen in the thumbnail of this Pokemon, is it's supposed to be kind of like a jack-o'-lantern, but like the mouth is a little bit more like a skeleton. That's why I say like a mix between jack-o'-lantern and skeleton. So you're just going to apply that normally. So as you can see, you're going for a little bit of a Joker look because you want it to extend out pretty far. And after you've done that, you're actually going to do little vertical lines through this, a lot smaller than like the ones that are across your entire face. but you're just going to do just little ones about yay long, something like that, just kind of around there. You'll see when I get it done. So as you can hopefully see, you do a little bit of like a tooth thing, so it's more like a skeleton than a jack-o'-lantern. Like most of the face is like a jack-o'-lantern, this is more like a skeleton type of thing. You're just going for Joker and then like stitches across like Sally Stitches from Nightmare Before Christmas. So after you've done that, you're actually going to move on to the eyes, which is actually, I would consider one of the more easier parts because it's just like fill it in. You don't have to be neat about it or anything. It's kind of like when you first applied the purple and you're just filling it in just right in the eyes area. Also make sure in between applications, if you use the same brush like I'm using, make sure to wash your brush because you don't want the colors to mix, especially in the eye area where it's supposed to be bright yellow and it's supposed to contrast the entire face. Also, this is probably pretty obvious, but make sure not to get this in your eye because it probably isn't very pleasant to get this in your eye. I haven't personally gotten it in my eye, but if you're doing it this close to your eye, be very, very careful. Alright, so once you've gotten the eyes applied, then you are done with the Chandelure makeup. So I hope you guys like this. This is my attempt at recreating essentially what it looks like if it were a human. And like I said, in the future I'm planning to actually show my process for creating the actual costume and how I'm going to do my hair, which I hope you guys will enjoy. So stay tuned for that. If you want to, then definitely try this. I would really encourage you to. It was really fun to do. It didn't take too terribly long to do, but I will say when you do this, make sure to be careful after you apply it because it's still a little bit wet-ish when you apply it, especially like the yellow around the eyes. Like blinking, I can feel a little bit of it kind of like not completely dry yet, so be very careful with when you apply it. But after that, you're good to go, and hopefully you would have a lot of fun at different conventions, or if you just want to wear this just like as a costume for like Halloween or something. But anyways guys, if you enjoyed this, make sure to keep on following me through Videomas. Hopefully I can get through this without completely dying. I've gotten pretty far so far. Let's see if I can make it all the way. But anyways guys, I'll see you later.